everyone, and welcome to tonight's watch party for The Lawnmower Man, the theatrical cut, because we're not that mean on you. As always, I'm Andrew. I'm joined by Dom. Welcome, Dom.
Hello, everybody.
Okay, so we're going to get into this film. There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to talk about, and we're going to get through this together. So let's do a roll call, and then we'll get into the film. Over on... let me just paste something to the YouTube chat. I believe some people are having trouble finding the theatrical cut of the film. It appears someone, not us, and I'm not condoning it at all, has posted the theatrical cut of the film on YouTube. So there's a link there. Click on it at your own risk. So anyway, we're joined tonight by Immortal Rimus, Ms. Swift, Jesse Flores, Alan S1, and James Hellier over on YouTube. And over on Discord, I can see we're joined by Alex Peacock, Mad Matt, Sharon, Jedi Wizard, Ms. Swift's there as well, Calbot. Yes, Calbot, I picked it, not Dom, Fraglord, Eric, Brainwire.
I only pick gems.
So, right. Let's get into the film, I think, actually. Let's just do this. Okay, everybody. Tonight's sync point is approximately 8 seconds in where it says New Line Cinema. So if everyone gets synced up to that point. Here we go. Let's do the countdown. Here we go. Okay. So, Dom. Oh, God. You can tell this film. Sorry. We're already in it on the splash card of the film. By the turn of the millennium, technology known as, insert term here, virtual reality will be used in widespread use. It will allow you to enter computer-generated artificial... Yeah. It's a film based around a buzzword, and I don't understand because the original Stephen King story has nothing to do with virtual reality at all.
No. I think this is a case of it's been adapted. Wow, my pronunciation of that word was off. It's been adapted in name only, and I think it's because Stephen King was the hot guy to adapt at that time. So they were snatching up every title they possibly could. Some of them were fairly faithful, others were not. But oddly enough, the most famous Stephen King adaptation, apart from it, is The Shining. And arguably, it's a very unfaithful adaptation.
So, Mad Matt, Project X, very similar to the film Project X, where they were using almost virtual reality of the era. Right, so, virtual reality of this era, I can tell you a bit about, actually, because the systems they use are the big headsets they wear in this are from a company called Virtuality. And I actually used their virtual reality at this point when this came out.
Mm-hmm.
It was nothing like this. This
looks cool.
This may look cool. I can assure you it was nothing like any of this. It was all just super CGI. It was very blocky and just, it was pretty terrible. Slow, blocky nonsense. But this is a film. It's a lot, like I say, it's a lot to unpack here.
Alex Peacock is making a very
fun
good
next week
point
as well, guys, so don't worry.
The Running Man is another one of those adaptations that isn't really faithful, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'd say Running Man's a lot better than this one. There we go.
In the comments, let's hear it. What's your favourite Stephen King adaptation, and why is it the Stand miniseries? Yeah. Someone please say the Stand miniseries.
Exactly, Ms. Swift. The original virtual reality of the era was basically wireframe, like very big blocks, very big polygons is all it was. And you didn't have those kind of G-force simulation things you went into. You stood in a big circular kind of thing. And yeah,
but this is what we wanted virtual reality to be like.
This is what they promised virtual reality to be like.
RoboCop monkey, I like this.
Robo monkey, yeah. It is a
and
bit.
predator vision.
The monkey does have predator. I don't understand what the random shapes at the bottom are. Yeah, the monkey has predator vision.
Acoustic prints. Yeah, what are those? Okay, we're deciphering it. Clearly, it is the predator language that he has on the heads-up display down there.
Eric's saying, you remember seeing this? Seeing this and amazed by the insane graphics. Actually, I'd take a film about the monkey, the VR enhanced monkey on a killing spree. I'd take that as a whole film.
Yeah, I want this film.
Yes. It's like the film pivots after this to another film.
I am realizing I don't think I've ever seen this movie.
You probably have. You just don't remember big chunks of it.
That's very possible.
Yeah.
Rose Red
is
isn't...
Mad. It's very monkey death kill and Calbot's going, monkey got a gun. That's what we need.
Non-threat.
That monkey has such a... This is the Planet of the Apes prequel I wanted.
Yes! Oh my, 90s Pierce.
Yeah, you can tell he's 90s. He's got that cool little earring.
Yeah, I'm glad my wife's not here. She'd be just lusting mindlessly after him.
Oh, and 90s glasses. I had those glasses in the 90s, the kind of round ones. Welcome, our Russian friend with a name I can't pronounce. James Helliot is saying Salem's Lot, The Stand, It, Storm of the Century are all solid gold. Fraggle saying this is what Congo should be like. Yes.
Quick, what are his books? We got Dr. Strangelove. What is that CD? Is this like early 90s futuristic tech where they have CDs that play without going into the machine?
Oh, it stink. Get away from me, you smoking pig.
Also, that the amount of pillows on this bed, it would just suck up every ounce of that smoke. Favorite King adaptation for Calbot at the moment is 1408. I'm surprised we're not seeing many Dr. Sleep fans here, because even though that's not a super faithful adaptation, I'd argue it's the best that could have been done to sequel the film and the book of The Shining. Just casual domestic abuse.
That's right.
Oh my God! That child!
Larry, what are you doing, Larry?
Misery and Shawshank are up there as well, yeah. Of course, Shawshank, The Green Mile.
So the chimps, he's just a phone call to say the chimp said, was he having the vision that the chimp had?
When you get very connected to your work, Andrew, you get a connection and you can feel their feelings from miles and miles and miles away.
But I kind of took it at the beginning of the film, it's trying to tell you that he was having a nightmare of the chimp escaping.
How did he just pronounce robot?
I don't know. Exactly, Alex is saying, are they also telepathic chimps?
Okay, Pierce with 90s hair, 90s glasses, 90s 5 o'clock shadow, and a leather jacket. It's a look. It's a good look. The film's winning me over, guys.
And you can tell the guy he works with is evil. Him. Tim's is evil, obviously.
Yeah, he doesn't understand what it's meant to be.
He's definitely evil because his first name is Sebastian.
God, that's one of the most evil names.
Sebastian Timms.
Calling him Damien Timms, I guess, was a bit on the nose.
Yeah.
What is this office? I love it. I love the architecture of this place, but it's so drab. It's like a prison from the future.
It's also what we've said in other films as well. it's the style over substance thing, because it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
totally impractical office.
Brainwired coming in with the 1976 adaptation of Carrie and Pet Sematary.
Yep.
Good adaptations. For those who have read a bunch of Stephen King, what adaptation would you like to see? Oh, yeah. Eric saying Cujo's a good adaptation, yeah.
Oh my god.
And yeah, Calbart, he is Lex Luthor Jr., isn't he?
No, he's Lex Luthor from Wish.com. The FBI discovered that this was Waco cult leader David Koresh's favourite movie.
Oh, God.
What have we done?
Of course. A better adaptation of Under the Dome would be nice. Would you like to see the creature from It be in it then? Because I believe, if I remember correctly, well, the creature from It does appear briefly in Under the Dome, the novel. I don't know if it appears in the series, because I didn't watch the series. Mr. Clean goes dirty. Mad Matt, that sounds like a porno rather than a descriptor, even though it is accurate. The Castle Rock series, Alex Peacock, yes, that was excellent. And it had a did a chick, did a chum moment for the lobstrosities of...
Is he Irish?
Yes, he is, yes.
Listen to me, boy. The grass is weird here for you. Okay, Joe, but that's not creepy.
Not at all.
I will say the actor who plays Terry, Jeffrey Lewis, his Irish accent may be highly dubious. However, he always plays like he's one of those guy actors.
Yeah.
He was in so many things. Oh, fiddlesticks. Oh, my begorra. Oh. Well,
Harley's gas her up.
Well, get the shillelagh out.
I'm
so
surprised he hasn't
Irish.
said top ode the morning to us.
Yeah.
And it's comically Irish. 5 cents per gallon?
Alex, yeah, exactly. Cash discount. You get 5 cents per gallon discount.
Oh, I almost had a coronary episode there. I was like, no way.
Calbot, I think you answered your question. What's the point when there is a single exhaust pipe coming out of the engine which then splits into two for another barriers and then to look cool? It looks cool.
How's your old man doing worse than ever? Well, we know Jake is a bad guy if he is smoking at a gas station. Genius move.
Oh, he's got to be even more evil, that guy, because look, it's zooming in on him on a really tight... Mr. Director. That's Dean Norris.
I was about to say, it's Dean Norris, isn't it? He goes on to start busting meth crooks.
Yeah.
Where's this VR? Or an Apple Glass? When am I going to be able to be floating, flying, and falling?
No, you don't want it, because have you ever had VR motion sickness before?
Yes.
Yes.
I get it very quickly. I'm hyper allergic to VR.
I can play VR quite well. I've got an Oculus Rift, but I'm normally okay. But I've got one game, and yeah, I can't play it particularly without wanting to vomit. It's a game where you play a spaceman, and you can float in 360 degrees and push yourself, like fly around and stuff.
Damn it, Caroline. Yeah, so obviously that's definitely the next thing that's going to happen.
Emil from saying they've never tried VR. It's interesting.
Alex, would you prefer a more Tron-esque VR where you just get digitized into...
I'd be up for Tron VR.
Even the way that the Tron movies go, you'd prefer to be
Yep. Yep.
Get disintegrated by a disc.
No, that's only if you're not the best on the grid.
Just program yourself to be best in the grid.
Yep, that's right.
So what is everyone's favorite version of the future? Like, which
VR
movie
Troopers.
made you... we are VR.
VR. Yes, it is, Alex. Tron 3 is in production. I'm looking forward to that. Miss Swift says, in the TV edit I watched once, they replaced her F-bomb with floating again. So she was kind of repeating herself, Miss Swift.
I believe they'd do that. God, television was a weird machine back then, wasn't it?
I actually saw this at... So, we've missed out one of the main questions we always start with. When did you first see this, Dom?
I have no idea. This is a movie that I don't even know if I've seen it. Clips seem to come to mind. When I think of Lawnmower Man, the VR, of course, is what comes to mind. And it's easy to bully the images that you see when it depicts VR, but you got to remember the time it was made. And looking at it now with a less cynical eye, more like having fun with the film, I actually like the visuals. That they're very 90s to me, and it's almost nostalgic. Maybe I'm just a sucker for punishment. Maybe I'm it's kind of like Stockholm syndrome. Like I'm so hungry for nostalgia that the images are just making me feel good vibes. But it's not bad. I've also not read the short story, so I don't have the anger towards it that some people would have. Rightfully so as well, because this is not a loyal adaptation at all.
Not at all. A cylinder mower without the box on the front. I can't think I could be at all dangerous. Yeah, so I saw this when it came out at the cinema. We came out of it and we were like, yay! Yeah, it's really cool. It's virtual reality. I was kind of the age where you thought VR was cool. And then on hindsight, watching it again, I was like, I've got no idea what's going on. Immortal says, I saw this a year after it came out. Another VHS rental from Blockbuster. James says, one of the rare VHS attributing Stephen King. One of the rare VHS tapes attributing Stephen King as withdrawn when New Line was found in contempt of court and fined $10,000 a day until they were withdrawn. Wow. Miss Swift, I think I saw it in the theatre. The computer nerd in me was like, look at those awesome graphics. Also, I was all about Jeff Fahey.
Very fair.
Yeah. Let's see.
How more of evil of an entrance could you have? You're knocking over the kid's bicycle with your car.
That's right. Sharon said, I remember seeing it on video, I think. Calbot, I saw it in the 90s, probably cable, possibly VHS rental. Didn't think much of it then either.
I believe Ms. Swift said earlier that not aware if you've read any Stephen King books. To the audience, what do you think, if someone who's never read Stephen King, what would you think is the best entry point into Stephen King? What's the easiest read?
Well, Alex, no, there's no warning off people who were waiting in line.
Carrie, says Sharon, for Stephen King. Stephen King on writing, says Alex Peacock. It's more of an essay. Although it's very worth a read. If you're a writer in particular, definitely read Stephen King's On Writing. Man, poor Job.
Yeah. It feels really like a TV movie.
It does, yeah. It really does.
I mean, what else has this director, Brett Leonard, what else has he made? What else has he done? Oh God, he directed Virtuosity. Is it kind of like we need someone to direct a film about virtual reality in some ways?
Potentially, that I can see studio executives doing that.
I'm looking at some.
Also, this priest is probably the most priestly man I've ever seen. Like, looking at him, I cast him as a priest.
He did. He directed basically one of the Highlander TV movies. He seems to have done a lot of TV movie work. It looks very TV movie, doesn't it? It's not cinematic.
The soundtrack as well feels TV movie / TV episode-y. Yes, Mad Matt. Clearly, Starship Troopers ripped this scene off. Sharon is saying that Brosnan has a very distinct way of drinking. So keep an eye, everyone. Keep an eye on the way he pulls the glass up and takes a sip.
Yeah, Immortal Romance, that's right. It feels like a 90s Outer Limits episode.
Yeah.
It does. It's got that feel of a... But then, would this maybe have worked... No, I was going to say, would it have worked better if it had been made as a mini-series or something? But I think the problem is, it's its own thing, and it has so little to do with its source material.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, Alex. All the framing seems very 90s TV. And if you were to look at a lot of it, how the shots are framed, you could do that and almost cut things to 4:3 easy. And you can see it would all work on 4:3 quite well.
That could have been a choice done on purpose. It could have been, look, we don't know if this is going to be theatrical. We're going to give it a tight budget. Then again, they did splurge on the digital effects, if I remember correctly. So maybe that's why it is a cinematic piece rather than a made-for-TV thing. So it seems that a lot of people in the audience are saying the best way to start with Stephen King is with Carrie, where his first published novel. If you don't count his Bachman books, which he wrote when he was younger, but they weren't published.
James Heady says this is a low point of Brosnan's career. Remington Steele cancelled. He wasn't James Bond. Taking second billing to Jeff Fahey. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to stalk the disabled guy.
I wonder what it was about the 90s that... Because a couple of weeks back, we watched a small movie with a high-functioning disabled individual in it as well.
Yeah.
Is it because we were becoming far more aware of mental health in the 90s, and so stories tended to include...
There was a bit of a trend as well, wasn't there, not a trend, there was a change in society, which is a good thing in the 90s, more predominantly, where individuals that were sort of challenged or disabled weren't just locked away in secure hospitals away from community, and there was a lot more of an effort to integrate them into day-to-day lives and community and give them richer lives, which is a good thing. Maybe that's where it comes from the changing. I mean, generally, like a 70s film, especially, maybe some of the 80s films, if you had a person who was, like Job, they would be just locked up in a facility in the film.
Definitely. Or villainized.
Yeah. Yeah, but this does kind of villainize him later on. So,
yeah. This has reminded me of the Canadian television series Reboot now.
It is a bit.
I would be vomiting if I was in here. I would be sick so much.
Oh, definitely.
James Hellier saying that Salem's Lot miniseries would be a good entry point, probably for King for a wider audience in horror cinema, or maybe The Dead Zone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, Motrimus. When it comes to high functioning autism, Hollywood only seems to nail it when they have no clue. When you look at characters such as Spock and Data from Star Trek,
Yeah,
and the replicants from Blade Runner, yeah. I'm just going to inject you with a cocktail of drugs I've been making in the bathroom.
Some Agent Orange are cooked up using chemicals in it. Some toilet duck, some Drano.
I can make you smarter.
Really showing, the understanding at the time of or the lack of understanding.
It's actually quite a terrible thing. What he's suggesting here.
It is.
It's, I don't know. Is it looking at it with different eyes? At the time, you're thinking, "Oh, it's actually a nice thing. He's going to let people. He's making him more normal." But by making him normal, won't he lose his individuality and lose the essence of what makes him him? And what is normal?
Exactly. Normal is what society deems it to be, I suppose. And when you aren't in line with societal norms, there's always going to be people trying to make you normal. And as horror fans of our audience, screw being normal. Be yourself. Have fun.
This is actually what he's doing here. It's under the guise of he's a good person doing a nice thing, but he's going to secretly perform experiments on this this individual that are untested. He mustn't tell anyone that he's going to perform these experiments on him. And it's a process to make him not be who he is, fundamentally.
Immortal Remus comparing Brosnan's character to Dr. Frankenstein. Yeah, he is exhibiting those kind of vibes. And James Hellier coming in saying some of the more modern King adaptations, like the true crime stylings of Mr. Mercedes, would be a good entry point. Yeah, a lot of people don't really realize
he keeps his carrots and his orange next to his experimental drugs.
As you should. Don't you keep your chemical X next to your food? Oh. Why isn't that technology really here? Why aren't pressure injectors a thing?
It is a thing that the army are working on.
Yeah.
This is a real thing.
And his beer.
Yeah, this is the bit that I don't get, and I find a bit weird now. I mean, a lot of this film I find very weird. It's like you're going to see like black and white footage of like Nazi troops marching in Nuremberg and things in a minute, aren't we?
Thinking. This is what happens every time you show a friend a VR horror game.
Yeah.
It's going to hit me. Keep it away.
Miss Swift, worst Flight of the Navigator remake ever. The virtual treatments. Everything is virtual, isn't it?
It's the buzzword, like you said. It was...
Hang on, how can it be a virtual treatment?
If it's
it wouldn't be a virtual
happening.
treatment. It would be an actual treatment, because if it was a virtual treatment, it wouldn't be a real one.
It's harder to sell if you don't use the word virtual 6 times in the sentence.
Go eat, Joe. Oh, Fildidora. Oh, Bigora. Job.
He is dressed like a minion, and I can't unsee it now. Thank you, whoever put that in there. You've
He is dressed
ruined
like...
this movie for me.
Are we going to say that Job is the first minion?
If
he is the proto-minion.
If this film is responsible for the minions, that's just given me a reason to despise it.
Mad Matt, exactly. It's just like they're putting quantum in front of the words. They're putting virtual.
Yeah, this is diabolical, what he's doing. Unorthodox, illegal testing of an unwilling subject.
But you're viewing it, especially, I think they're trying to frame it in the film as a good thing. He's doing him a favour.
Are they?
I think so.
Sketch?
And now we see the only person who returned for the sequels. For the sequel.
You're never going to make Sketch a thing.
Austin O'Brien. Who returned for Lawnmower Man 2.
I keep forgetting that there's... His blood is R-type, Fraglord.
Oh, poor Austin. Your career went from Lawnmower Man, and immediately he was in Last Action Hero.
Mm.
He was in Prehysteria, which was a monster comedy, apparently. Then he was in Apollo 13.
Okay, Preacher Man, you are a nasty, nasty person that is looking for sin in everything.
Well, he's the brother of the gardener.
I believe, yeah.
But
he's got that strong Irish voice.
His brother's a lot more Irish than him, though.
This is probably... that was diabolical. This is probably the closest to a a king trope that he has, totally vilifying the preacher.
Yeah.
I think I can count the amount of good preachers in all of Stephen King's work on one finger, I think. That's from Salem's Lot. / The Dark Tower. I'm hoping.
Okay.
I'm praying to every god.
That's a look to go to the office in. Boots, woolly socks,
and
shorts, and is that a jumper?
It looks like it.
Problem is, he looks like he should be wearing jeans, and he's just not got his trousers on.
Tim's, could you...
Right, we're going to call Tim's by his real name now. He's Tex Toother.
Tex Toother.
Yes.
It'd need a cowboy hat to be called Tex.
Okay. Or Wex. Or Wex Wuther. He's the knockoff Lex Luthor, isn't he?
Who's the good priest in Salem's Lot? Isn't Father O'Callahan in Salem's Lot? He's not a racist, sexist pig, at least. That tends to be the Stephen King priests. Perv.
He's now dressed like a cowboy, isn't he?
I mean, he wanted those cowboy boots.
Yeah. Actually, this is maybe where we see him taking his descendant into his future career. Because Dom and I were discussing this before the watch party started now, and any movie now with Jeff Fahey in, he has to play like a gambler on a riverboat with his goatee beard and hair and we're Mr. High, like an evil kind of cowboy gambler on a riverboat. And this is maybe the foundation of that.
Are you saying that in Jeff Fahey's contracts is always like, I must become... This was his choice, his stylistic choice to wear cowboy boots.
Yes.
Is he? I'm sorry, dude, can you really say he's dressed like a fool when...
That's true, Mortimer. Jeff Fahey was also in Machete.
Oh. I don't remember him Machete. I don't remember Machete that well, to be fair.
And what kind of character did he play?
Please say he was a cowboy of some kind. Please. Of course. Southern gentleman. Virtual Space Industries.
Oh, God.
Hang on, that's where the Power Rangers go.
Yep, that's right. It's the Power Rangers are downstairs and the Borg are next door. The offshoot of the Borg.
The small town bullies are very Stephen King as well. You're right, James, yeah.
I'm not sure if it is the actual one from Power Rangers, because that, I believe, is a Hebrew library, the one they use for Power Rangers Command Center. It is. You're right. It is.
Hells yeah. I know my Power Rangers.
Right, the Power Chamber. Zordon's next door. You're going to see him on the wall.
Yeah. We need five teenagers with attitude.
I love the fact that place is also lit in a sinister way, like a rock concert.
Oh yeah, I'd love to go to a concert here. I swear there were like laser tag places when I was a kid that looked like this.
Immortal Rumours is saying, it's morphin time, yeah.
Ay, Rangers. Power Rangers versus Extro. It's too powerful of a film, James.
Mad Matt, isn't this the set from American Gladiators? I think so.
Wasn't VR Troopers a Saban Entertainment thing as well? So we've really come full circle back to Power Rangers.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I don't
Change
know.
the brainwave parameters?
Sharon's saying she's loving the blue lens filter.
Oh yeah. This scene was ghost directed by James Cameron, clearly.
I honestly get the feeling, though, that the way this scene was done genuinely was, let's just create some cool computer stuff.
To be fair, it does look cool. I'm engaged with the visuals. I don't understand what they mean, and I don't know what I'm meant to feel other than, ooh, this looks fun. And from a creative standpoint, ooh, this looks fun needs to be justified. Otherwise, it's just style over substance.
This is almost... this is kind of similar to The Matrix in a way, with the whole kind of uploading stuff directly into the brain.
You're right. The Wachowskis clearly ripped off. Yes.
Sharon's saying, is he also getting more buff, not just smarter? I think they did say, though, it's doing other things to his body, isn't it?
Justify the Puma. It was in the film before. The kid saw the toy Puma and wanted a real one. Just feel like he ate some funny mushrooms. Ms. Swift, interesting fact. I've recently been rereading Dune, and apparently Frank Herbert was a big proponent of occasionally dabbling in magic mushrooms. So we can thank magic mushrooms for Dune. And because of that, Star Wars and a lot of other sci-fi. Jesus, he is buff. Okay, where are these drugs? I could do with some of them. What's with the buckle? Why?
He looks like he stepped out of Diet Coke advert in the 90s.
Yeah.
I think he'd prefer a cool, refreshing Diet Coke.
Sweet, delicious Diet Coke. He's a good brother.
Morpheus is saying, I swear that's the Diet Coke music playing. That's right, James. Jobus styled his hair. Increased intelligence means personal grooming.
It's true. Well, that's one of the most uncomfortable kissing scenes I've ever seen.
Yes. I'm also looking at the division of hair on Jeff Fahey's arms.
Yeah, they end at the elbow, and he's going through his Wolverine transformation. Oh.
Did he like say, I'm doing a shirtless scene, I want waxing. Where do you want waxing? Just the parts they won't see.
That's true, yeah, Miss Swift saying he looked buff before the treatment. I'm fascinated by these 90s beds with these headboards that are like 6 feet tall.
You've not got a tall headboard, Don?
Not really, not that tall. It's, about 2 feet above the bed.
Oh, you've got one. The house is a good 4 or 5 feet above the bed.
Talking about headboards now instead of the film.
Yeah. You need to go to Headboard City.
I need to up my headboard game.
Yeah,
it's embarrassing that I mentioned it in public. Oh, The Fifth Element also ripped this scene off then.
Yeah. Okay, this is very much like that scene in Star Trek 4 where Spock is relearning everything and doing like 5 questions at once.
Yeah.
He just put the CD in upside down. He's not very smart.
Who let the kid in that truck? Google Glass 1992. It really was Jedi Wizard. Dudical. How did Dudical not take off? Okay, I really like that close-up of his eyes, actually. That was a nice shot.
Yeah.
Possible controversial opinion? I'm getting invested in this. This is... the way this is shot, the way this is going, the acting is pretty good as well. Jeff looks unfortunate in his giant belt buckle and cowboy boots, but I guarantee that was in his contract. I must wear cowboy boots and a big buckle.
Is that his comic collection? He's given him like 3 comics.
That's a pitiful collection, isn't it?
Mad Matt's saying he's already seen this in Star Trek.
Exactly, Mad Matt. Stop trying to make fetch happen. Stop trying to make Dudical happen. I'm going to find a way to make Dudical happen.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, Pierce. You think bloody the sync will be unblocked due to VR? It's everything is the key to VR's the key to everything, according to him.
Jedi Wizard, probably. I disappoint Andrew on an almost daily basis, so don't worry. To quote my mother, I'm a living disappointment. God, Dean Norris really got a decent paycheck for this, didn't he? He just had to sit in front of a camera for 2 minutes.
I don't know, actually, because I don't think he did much except...
this? Oh yeah, he probably wouldn't have got a good paycheck. It's a 90s flick. Not like the Total Recall, where he would have got a slightly larger paycheck. I don't know. I didn't see the money they got. Spreading Dudical on all the extra conventions. Ah, yes, all the extra convention.
Why have they got the director speaking in a really bad British accent? Is that to make him more evil?
Yes.
Be persuasive in the extreme.
I didn't notice that until you pointed it out. Yeah, he's doing a bad English impression, isn't he?
Yes.
I can't imagine the director just saying, "Hey Pierce, can you soften that English? Hey Dean, can you up the English?"
Yeah, it is a bit like Flowers for Algernon.
He's summoning Cyber Cthulhu.
Mm.
Do you reckon this was like a fear-mongering tactic? Like, look, video games are definitely evil. We were all in agreement that video games turn people into the worst people, gamers, a menace to society. So let's vilify VR before it becomes a thing.
Sorry, is anyone else a little bit concerned how his work couldn't care less about the fact that he basically, off his own back, took experimental drugs home from his top secret laboratory and used them on a human being without getting approval
I'd be a bit
from
concerned,
above?
Yeah. Especially when the test subject animal went on a rampage killing spree.
Yes. Exactly, Jedi was saying, "Tims, I will make the evil happen."
Meanwhile, in the Nazi laboratory, says James Hellier. It's difficult to empathize with you, Pierce, when you clearly care more about results than the individual you're testing on.
Yeah.
Though when you take your shirt off, it's hard to disagree with you. Oh, good. He's stopping the treatments. Good lad.
Yes.
Bit too late, but
yes.
Good lad.
Oh.
Why is the cap open, you monster?
Exactly. Exactly. And why is the toothpaste coming out dirty?
I'm starting to think this movie might have been aimed target-wise at a female audience, purely based on the amount of sexualization we're having of men.
Yes. I feel objectified watching.
I feel objectified. Exactly. We've got sexy Jeff Goldblum in the comments.
So Job had clearance to get past the security guards and the passes to gain access to that lab with a random woman? James, you say that, but I've been called telepathic in the past.
Getting
do you know
vibes from The Fly here?
Do you know what? I'm going to add something to the summer blockbuster, summer popcorn already, because it's been people mentioning it in the chat.
Lawnmower 2?
No. I want a good cyberpunky type film like this. We're gonna have Tron Legacy.
Great soundtrack.
Yes.
I would not go over there to an entity that just cackled maniacally. Okay, you two, we're going to spin you around. Now act like you're having sex.
I don't even know what's supposed to be going on there.
They're merging into one entity. They're going beyond physical boundaries.
Yeah.
I'm being very
forgiving.
Yeah.
Exactly, Mad Matt. I hope they bought virtual tissues. Yeah, and now we're back to VR Troopers.
I was thinking more Lovecraft. I think I was closer with...
I don't know what's going on.
A, B, normal.
So he, in virtual reality, turned into a monster, and now she's...
He consumed her psyche.
Yes.
Oh no, she's alive. I thought she was dead. I mean, let's face it. He has telepathy outside of VR.
Yes.
To the point where he can control his lawnmower.
Yes. Well, that's telekinesis now, isn't it? He's demonstrating.
True.
Also, how often does he cut this damn lawn? It's the same lawn he's cutting over and over.
It's a big lawn.
Also, I would be a little bit concerned he's not collecting the clippings there. And I'd say that's too much grass being expelled for mulching.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. You're going to end up with a very mossy lawn.
Going to get the fire starter abilities soon as well. Pyrokinesis.
That's right. Yeah, that's right, James. The lawnmower. There's one scene with a lawnmower. Joe, were you wearing a 90s shirt?
That's my thing.
That look is actually from Pierce Brosnan. Is this where the film's going?
Yeah. Wait, we're doing psychic stuff now?
Yeah. Do you genuinely get the feeling that with Tim's, they'd spent most of the budget on Pierce Brosnan and they couldn't afford a better actor? Because normally a protagonist is you put a bit more money into an antagonist, don't you? Really?
Yeah, a decent villain usually has like the hammy or something. This guy does feel very dry.
He does feel like
he's the stand-in rather than What about Tim's over there? He looks evil enough. Hey. Okay, Pierce, come on. Your collar. Get it sorted out. It's either up or down. It can't be both.
Yeah. True, James. If Brosnan's the star, why does he have second billing?
Because he's not the star. But he is one of the better actors in this. He's actually doing a pretty good job.
The problem is most of what Pierce Brosnan delivers is just a series of monologues in the film rather than...
It's true. This is kind of Lovecraftian.
Mm. The Frankenstein's monster thing as well.
For sure.
Mm.
It's an amalgamation of many things. Ironically, none of them Stephen King.
No.
Can you just not work with a shirt on, Pierce? Is that it?
That's a statue for your desk, isn't it? A man wrestling an eagle, shirtless.
You don't have one? I have several. This is the most depressing office I've ever seen. It's almost Victorian. What is that chair that Pierce is sitting on? It's like a tapestry from medieval times.
I just don't. I'm still. I don't get it. Why is there a statue of a man with no shirt wrestling an eagle on his desk? It might be Prometheus, Miss Swift. I don't know. But he actually looks to be wrestling a proper eagle, not... I don't know.
Was it a griffin? I can't remember what the creature that chomped his liver was. See what I mean? The acting. He's giving a performance here.
Also, this room they've come to, it just doesn't
smoky.
Yeah, but also it doesn't feel stylistically in line with the rest of the film.
No, not at all. This feels very based in like modern 90s reality.
Like they've nipped to stately Wayne Manor.
Yeah. Ah, there we go. Miss Swift saying it was an eagle or a vulture that was eating his liver. So it probably is a Prometheus statue because it is a Promethean tale. Getting fire and bringing it to humanity.
That's a good point, Sharon. Job at some point would be smart enough to make the formula himself. Yeah, well, or he'd know that the access codes to where it's stored, where the reserves of it are, or he'd be able to read the formula from their minds.
And Eric saying it looks like an X-Files episode. Definitely. As was the style at the time. When was this? 92?
Right, Job is evil, by the way. That's not actually the music he's listening to that we hear right now. He actually just put a Celine... Genuinely, if you look at the CD, he put a Celine Dion album on.
Clearly evil.
He's an evil man. It's actually Celine Dion's first English language album, Unison, from 1990, that he puts in to listen to while driving. What kind of evil genius?
Yes, Immortal Rimus. People in the room were saying, we think Mulder's getting a little closer to the truth. How do we dissuade him?
I was friend saying, hi, guys, greetings from Russia. I was waiting for I, Madman by 1989 by Tibor. No, I don't know that one. Wow, he's overdosing, isn't he? Pierce is like my hair.
More shirtless scenes than there are shirted scenes in this film.
Constantly have to slick his hair back as well, isn't he?
It's a look. It's a good look. I understand why it's being done.
James is saying, what would happen if Job overdosed on Formula X? I think we're going to find out.
Are they sharing a room?
Things are tight.
All the
they got one bed in the hotel room as well.
Did they have to splurge out for the hotel room that has a fireplace?
That's right, Alex.
Just slick my hair back a bit more. I need more hair to slick back.
Exactly, Miss Swift. Only one bed, like in a romance novel, perhaps. Do you know what? I'm going to ship them. I'm fine with Tim's having a relationship with him. Tim's comes out, adjusts this. I'll meet you down for dinner. Peck on the cheek. I'm fine with it.
I love you too. They have an argument.
Yeah, love you too. Give him a kiss. We're going around for dinner. Oh, I hate it when we fight.
Yeah. You can't leave me. I don't know who I am without you anymore.
And he doesn't drop his cigarette while he's beating him up.
Good 90s protagonist. Never drop that cigarette. No matter how loosely you hold it in your lips.
That guy in the chair is trying to explain the film to those old women.
Oh, back in the day when you had messages left for you at the front of the hotel.
Yeah. James says apparently the wife is in the director's cut of this film. Pierce's wife.
Well, yeah, she was leaving him at the beginning of the film because of his romantic affair with Tim's.
Oh.
Imagine being that guy. That was for the Prime Minister. I don't know what. I'll go get another bottle, I guess.
You would hope, though, that Pierce Brosnan or James Bond would know how to knock someone out with a bottle, because, not that I've done it before, but I would imagine if you were to be knocking someone out with a bottle, hitting them round the jaw with it, while it would maybe cut them and do quite a lot of damage, it possibly wouldn't knock them out.
Probably not.
I'd imagine you have to hit them on the head to... There is very little music in this film, isn't there?
Very little music. Hey, that's my car. Damn it. My wife told me to never leave the keys in. Ooh. Oh, if we could focus on Jeff a little better there, that would have been nice. Ooh, a Dutch angle, things getting... God, Dean. A pipe? What's the most evil smoking device? Like a cigar? A pipe?
Yeah, exactly. James Huddington, they couldn't afford music or clothes for the male cast.
Is that why there's... All of them, says Sharon, all of the devices are the most evil. Yeah, this wasn't a small church, was it? This is a pretty big deal. Oh, a cigarette holder. Yeah.
I remember now, this is where you get some quite cool shots of Job. Towards the end of this film.
Did he? You lived in a shack.
The devil's in your Job.
It's always the devil.
That's right, same year, Judgment Day came. Don't mention better films in your own film.
Well, that's what you get.
Is he actually setting him on fire, or is it computer fire?
Yes. Virtual fire.
Because he's kind of gone transparent. And welcome, Hannibal Grimm. You're late. I envy you. Dom, we've got 40 minutes till the end of the end credits.
40?
4-0.
But we're building up to a climax here. This is a climax, right? 40? 4-0?
4-0. That guy looks like Adam Sandler.
Yeah, he does. Why did he bring his lawnmower? Is this just to justify the title?
This is Calbot, don't show Automan. Automan was better. I liked Automan. Yes, Immortal Romance. Even the theatrical cut could do with being trimmed a bit.
A bully getting his comeuppance? Oh. What?
Yeah, I envy Jake right now.
You never know. Jake might be just watching the movie again and again and again and again. It feels like two very different movies.
It does. Definitely feels like this whole thing with the abusive father needed to have been expanded on a bit more.
100%. We noticed it so early on, and it was so seemingly prevalent. It had a whole scene dedicated to witnessing the event.
Like a scene showing... I would have liked to have seen a scene whereby the child has bruises on him, and Job, when he was weak, Job was like, "Hey, you shouldn't hurt him."
Yeah.
And the dad picking on Job like that, something like that, some kind of a grounding. Maybe someone will confirm if that's in the director's cut. That's true, James.
Curious.
Oh God, James, that's terrifying. You seen James's comment?
Oh God.
An hour 40 left till the end of the director's cut if you're watching the director's cut.
There's a whole hour.
Quite possibly, Alex. Maybe that's what the extra 40 minutes is for.
I can see a lot of promise in this film. I'm going to go out of my way to watch the director's cut after this because I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious.
Well, straight as soon as this finishes, right now.
No, I need a break. But I do want to see it because I can see elements of a very fun pair of movies in this. All right, James, you've sold me on it. More Monkey Mayhem? Hell yeah, I'm in.
James says there's more Monkey Mayhem and abusive priests.
Sign me up.
The theatrical cut's just showing the lawnmower chasing the abusive father around the living room. Immortal Rimus. Well, it'd probably be from that match was Tito. That was Tito Santana. That was Tito Santana as Tito Santana in the early 90s. He was there. It was post Strike Force, pre-Matador, El Matador.
Jedi Wizards confirming the director's cut is better.
But that is Tito Santana.
I can see many different
Alex,
like,
he's just talking to the police now.
But I can see many creative differences pulling at this movie's script. And I bet you any money producers were just, put more virtuals in it, put more kills in it.
That's
Twin Peaks.
That's
President.
the bird bath bit with the parts is from the short story.
I was trying to think where I know the cop, and he is the principal in Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
I can see him saying, Laura Palmer is dead. I like how these cops are just walking into frame, just fingers on the belt buckles, being like, hell of a day. Hell of a day.
Evil Ed, welcome, saying the director's cut of this film is better, but the theatrical cut is faster.
Yeah.
That cop behind him, Cooley, looks like he's out of Police Academy film right now.
He does, yeah. Can we watch Dragnet?
Immortal Promise is saying, as an extra, I would probably be one of the cops in the background if booked for the job. That's cool. And then Michael Winslow comes through making like spaceship noises, and then everyone has a laugh. Love that.
Becomes a
Police Academy film.
Killed him with some kind of virtual reality.
Yeah. James is saying this would never have happened if Mahoney was on the case. Yeah, but he's obsessed with those aliens now, isn't he, James? Aliens and sentient robot. He's got his own problem with sentient robots.
And aliens in swimming pools, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, this shot I like. I like the like dripping painting kind of shot. This is fun visuals. I bet that mask smells something fierce given how sweaty he is.
Oh yeah.
Ah, damn it, he opened up my homework folder.
Oh,
those lines, it's an electric dimension. This sounds like it's coming from someone who's terrified of technology, and they're just preaching the negatives of VR.
You killed 2 people, Job. The monkey killed 5.
Good people.
We're improving.
We need to up your count. It has its time, Job. It grows a little bit, but then people don't like it, so
yes,
it goes away. Like 3D televisions, it becomes a thing and then it doesn't.
Thank God it's dead. 3D TV.
Tell me about it. I hated it. There was that one smug git who'd invite you around and not have enough glasses for you to watch it in. So he'd be like watching his 3D TV and...
Oh, I had both kinds of... I had both kinds of 3D TV, passive and active, and they were both dreadful.
Miss Swift saying, "Where's my virtual boy?" Ah, yes.
Yeah.
The VR we all desired. How is he not calling it cyber psychosis? Like, come on, that's a freebie right there.
Cybercosis.
Mm.
See, that's how you get into VR. I had both kinds, James, and I didn't like either. Passive and active.
Bring back smell-o-vision. I'm right there with you, Mad Matt. Scratch and sniff at the cinema. Job's the first cyber psycho, yeah.
Mm.
All right, Job, getting a little bit too kinky now. Ease off. Where's 5D? Your screensaver is terrible, though. That's an awful screensaver. Where's the pipe one? I liked the pipe one when I was a kid.
James saying when Tron turned evil.
Oh.
Actually, that screen with the van on the grid driving up there, looks almost like the display screen on the Tesla when it detects the vehicles around you when you're driving.
Are you saying that Tesla ripped off Lawnmower Man 1992?
Why not? Exactly, Ms. Swift. We are VR, virtual reality.
Virtual reality.
And now the film just goes utterly just off the reservation.
We have so many stock effects we can use. Use them all. Use them all, damn you.
I've not seen a floating head like that actually since an episode of Power Rangers.
To be fair, the sound effects and the visual, it is making me feel uneasy. I don't like the idea of my body becoming poppable boba.
No.
But again, this is very Lovecraftian. This is Eldritch. And it feels like a different movie.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry, was he watching that happen?
He was from the van.
Oh.
It's actually pierced when he's saying he's got 3 more days of shooting left.
So he's going to become a spam email. Wishful thinking there.
Yeah.
Miss Swift, you're not wrong. Yeah, Ghost in the Machine. It's a fun watch. Joe was making him watch Neil Breen movies. They're entertaining, though. They're fun.
But we do see there's a little bit of humanity left in Job in a moment, in one bit. This is almost like I think this is definitely inspired by the Apple 1984 advert.
For sure. Having just the giant face, not watching, like...
Dictating to you.
Yeah, just dictating information. Well, commands.
Yeah.
All he has to do is swing a hammer at the screen and then he's basically infringing on copyright. No, Miss Swift. No one in the 90s knew what databases were. As long as you said mainframe 6 times in a sentence, no one knew what was going on.
The mainframe database.
All disks. You owe me more comics, you cheapskate.
It's more a case of the mum's like, yeah, you go with the psycho guy who used to cut the lawn.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm sorry, why did we have a random shot of a bee and then the sound of bees? For no reason?
Well, he wasn't tied up very well, was he?
No, he shook it loose.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, it's only Job. We'll let him in all the time. Especially with kidnapped women. Go ahead, Job. Call the police and tell them that the murderer's on the loose.
Yes.
And he's hacking into the mainframe.
Oh. CD-ROMs with caddies. Oh, no.
Seriously, Alex? More to be explained in the director's cut, but the Lawnmower Man controls the bees. This is because some dude read a book about bees.
To the VSI mainframe. Why does the computer speak like that?
Because to make you more comfortable, they have to be breathy.
Huh.
I can't let you do that, Andrew. Okay, how is this dialogue not infuriating you right now? It's like every computer buzzword you could possibly think of. They're in. They're uploading viruses to the mainframe.
It's just I'm just hearing words.
Word salad.
Yeah. My God, they're hacking the mainframe. They're bypassing the... No, they're not.
Quick, reverse the polarity. Wait, I was too busy laughing. Did we have, like, aggressive keyboard clickety-clacks to hack the hackers?
No, James, I don't want to do a The Net watch party. Oh, they must be evil, look.
They're running in unison. Yeah. And have grayscale outfits. It's too late. He's hacked reality. He's hacked my brain!
Yep.
The most intimidating of vehicles. I'm sorry? Virtual bees!
Yes, the virtual bees.
Did ADR just say fuck you to people?
No, we're not, James. We're not. We're not having a mini-season of The Net hackers and virtuosity. The only hacker film I will watch on a watch party that I do enjoy is the best one, which is Sneakers. Not this.
Oh, yeah.
My God, there's loads of computer-generated bees.
such an understanding brother.
It's not his brother. He's the brother of the priest.
Oh, the priest. Oh,
yes. Oh, but Nook, that guy's made a mistake now. You can see a little bit of Job's humanity here. The one person who was always kind to him.
He just got gunned down.
Yes.
He's hacking his gun. Spread all that raspberry jam on the wall. Such a shame.
Yes, Fraglord, Sneakers is better than most fake hacker movies. It's most realistic. Yes, James, I agree with you.
Realistic hacking there. It's individual finger pressing of keyboard keys.
I've actually just lined up Sneakers.
There we go.
In a gap we had. We're having it. I need something good. It would be nice if it was kind of explained why the car looks like that.
I was about to say, was the car always a beaten up hunk of junk, or did something happen in the director's cut which messed up the car?
James says Sneaker is better than any of the Mission Impossible movies. Yes, it is, James. It's so good you said it twice.
To give the film some credit, when you initially said there's another 40 minutes left, I felt this deep pit of sadness. But I've not felt that in those 40 minutes. They've surprised me. I've been engaged, confused, but engaged. And once again, I'm reminded that this film had an extra hour just
it does
ripped from it.
It's got Robert Redford in it. It's got a hell of a cast. I'm sorry to say, Pierce, but if you shot that gun holding that like that, that would be going...
Oh, yeah.
You'd be all over the shop with that. You're not Arnie.
How does he know how to set that? Would you know? Oh, I suppose it's got 2 buttons.
Yeah.
Ah, it worked. Or the door was open. One of the two. Does he have a bicycle helmet with him? Oh, it's to enter the virtual world, isn't it?
It's the one the monkey wore earlier, isn't it?
The RoboCop
Robo-monkey.
Predator. Yeah.
Yes.
Ugh.
And now the film goes even more off the rails.
I can't even remember where the rails were at this point.
Basically, you know in RoboCop 2, the CGI they used for Kane, the tortured soul on the screen. Did you like that?
No.
Because you're going to have another 10 minutes of basically that now.
Oh. Yay. Okay. For those who enjoy first-person shooter video games, there is a game called System Shock, which has a terrible segment all the way through the game, actually, where you go into cyberspace I'm reminded of that, and it's not fond memories.
No, Frag Lord. No. It's an evil it's an evil organization. They use CG Nat, my friend. So, this is just terrible. This film is terrible.
Oh, Alex, you're trying to seduce me to the ways of Arnie.
I would quite happily watch The Sixth Day compared to this. James is currently wishing that at this point Officer Zed and Sweet Chuck could have screamed in terror at Job and the picture of Zed's scream would have destroyed him.
System Shock's a good game, Fraglord. Don't get me wrong. I just despise the cyberspace segments.
So basically, he's trapped in the hacking scene from Weird Science.
You unplugged the Ethernet cable, you diabolical monster.
Right. If Pierce Brosnan's character hadn't gone into the virtual reality world now and just blown the lab up and just been done with it 5 minutes ago, the drama would have been over.
Yep.
Exactly. Sharon's right. They have minutes to get out of the depths of the building. Will they make it in time? Who cares?
The way I'm imagining this, they had already done the CGI scenes, so they had to figure out a way to get the character in to fight the digital Shodan. Oh, gotta add that biblical imagery. And yes, Miss Swift, I know that Shodan
because he's
loves
got to
me.
be a god.
Immortal Rimus, I believe it is coming to consoles at some point. When the FPS team spoke to individuals from Night Dive, it was heavily implied that we should wait. Why not? Oh, okay. At least they're explaining it.
Yeah.
But I could turn you green and rotate you. Ha ha! Screw you.
But the point is, Pierce Brosnan's character is achieving nothing. He didn't have to do this. He knows Job wouldn't have any power over the physical world. CGI is so terrible, isn't it?
I imagine it was impressive at the time.
No, it wasn't. It's it's the mapping of the mouth is terrible because it's just badly done. Miss Swift saying you thought it was awesome. I understand why, but I don't know.
Especially because we hadn't seen anything. Like the last Starfighter is close. We saw some digitized effects there. So from a visual standpoint, it was an oddity, but a unique visual experience.
I don't know. I mean, problem is I'd seen stuff like Luxo by Pixar.
Yeah.
Which was before then.
So you were a CG hipster back in the 90s, were you? You had your single earring and your slicked back hair.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, Alex, you're right. It's the Jurassic Park pre-visualizations done poorly. No, James, it's not my favourite film ever.
I imagine Jurassic Park had a slightly bigger budget.
Jurassic Park made the... Jurassic Park was clever enough to know the CGI wasn't ready for most of it. And Tron, for the most part, wasn't computer generated. It was animated because, again, the CGI wasn't ready.
Yeah. Tron was like a decade before this, though.
Yeah.
And without movies like this, we wouldn't have been able to push CG forward.
No. Like, get down so the fire can pass over them. Hang on, they just laid down in a corridor a second ago, and they've now run around the corner and laid down again.
Quick, jump over the edge. Come on, child. I said wait in the car.
Oh, he's got one. Haha, we have to get that buzzword in a back door.
I need to know who scripted this and how many buzzwords they just had to fill in.
Apparently the director wrote the script. Like the screenplay. And the Power Rangers had nowhere to live.
Poor Zordon.
Yeah.
Rita Repulsa's free to do anything now. Maybe I shouldn't be experimenting on people without their permission.
So I'm going to now take my my experiments on disabled people underground, because I don't want it to be mainstream anymore. That's going to make it more legitimate, isn't it?
Yeah, the Power Rangers movie is another film with CG that is incredibly dated. But I remember watching that as a kid. I don't know if it is, because there's less.
Hang on a second.
Fun?
So is this trying to leave a twist that they'll be here soon? That the director's sending people? So they need to now run?
Potentially. I mean, they want all of the stuff. James, maybe he'll keep his Nazi experiments to harmless subjects, like sharks. There we go.
And that's it, everybody. That was the Lawnmower Man. It's over. Thank God. It's over. Let's take the comments from everybody. Dom.
To live up to my disappointment moniker, I found myself enjoying this a bit. Will I rewatch it anytime soon? Probably not. Will I go out and seek the director's cut? Yes. Yes, I will.
Yeah, but Dom, you're twisted. We know that. We know that for a long time.
I also give things the benefit of the doubt just because they are overly bullied.
Alex Peacock says, thank Christ it's over. Sharon says this is almost as believable as Sharknado. Eric says it was fun to rewatch after all this time. James Ellie says, do you know whose phone was ringing at the end of the movie? It was Stephen King's lawyer. Frank Lord says, this was as close to a movie as anything I've seen today. Well, Mr. says it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I had fun with you guys. I didn't have fun watching the film, but I had fun with you guys. And I remember that It's the same as when I came out the cinema. I've got no idea.
We've been comparing it to Power Rangers all day,
Yeah.
and I think, much like Ms. Swift, this might be a guilty pleasure of mine. The Power Rangers movie was a guilty pleasure of mine for ages. I
Yeah.
rewatched it recently. It's not a great film by any stretch of the imagination, and I feel like if I watched this then, at the same time as the Power Rangers movie, I would have had the same effect. It would have had the same effect on me. It feels like something I should be ashamed of enjoying.
Well, Immortal is saying, interesting ideas, but could have been better. Job doesn't realise he now has to wait for broadband before he can really flex his abilities. That's true. On his dial-up connection. Mad Matt says, goes nowhere, does nothing, and he calls it Lawnmower Man. Okay, I had fun though, guys, with you. I had fun with all you guys watching it. It was a lot of fun. It was a terrible film. We knew that going into it, but I've shuffled the schedule a bit because next week we're having something that is a lot of fun, something that's quite crazy as well, but crazy and fun in a good way. We're going to be watching Darkman. Some balls to the wall, crazy superhero fun. So I'm looking forward to that, Dom, and I think you are too.
I am as well. Yeah.
So everybody, for the next 7 days, please be kind to each other, stay safe, look after each other, and we will be back with Darkman. So until then, good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.